Chances are, if you've used a PC, a Mac, or a Chromebook, you've used one of these, a mouse. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you what may be the very best mouse you've ever used, and probably one of the most expensive mice you've ever used as well. We're going to be doing a complete review of the Razer+Cobra Pro gaming mouse. We're going to start off with an unboxing, then installing, then move on to some basic configuration, some gaming, playing with the RGB lighting, and then my overall review of the mouse. So let's get started. All right, so here we have again the Razer+Cobra Pro customizable wireless gaming mouse. Kind of excited to review this. It's been a long time since I reviewed a Razer product, and on top of that, a wireless gaming mouse. I've used wireless mice for a long time, but gaming, that's a whole different beast. So Razer Chroma RGB, and then Bluetooth 2.4 gigahertz, the Razer logo. Here is the trusty mouse. Cobra Pro, all that good stuff. Then some of the features, specifications, and all that good stuff here. I won't bore you with that. Kind of the same along the back over here, going over all of that. And just Razer along the back here. Along the bottom, UPC, serial number, all that good stuff. And nothing much up here. All right, and nothing else in the box. All right, and taking it apart slowly. First, before we get into the mouse, let's unwrap this and put this aside just for right now. All right, so this is kind of just the cover. Unleash your true potential. Just a little background on that, on Cobra, or Razer should I say. And then the manual and all that good information here. We'll go over all of that in the video. And then for those of you that like the stickers, we have some Razer Chroma RGB for gamers by gamers, Razer, the logo, and I'm pretty sure the serial number isn't a sticker. And then we have the mouse itself, but one sec, I forgot about this. Wireless, so I didn't even think about this. All right, so this feels baby soft. This feels so soft. We can see here, this is braided, of course, very tightly braided. So it feels very nice. Then at the other end over here, a USB Type-C connection. And at the other end over here, a USB Type-A connection. Now this is what they call their SpeedFlex cable. And I could really see why it's called that. Like, I can't describe how smooth and soft this cable is. I'm used to the rubberized cables, which are, even though they're sheathed, they're rubberized underneath and they're incredibly rough. This will bend very easily. I kind of like the way this feels. Even the braiding itself is very soft. And for those of you that will actually use the cable, which you'll need to when you charge it, the cable itself is 5 foot 10.8 inches. So it's pretty long. And then over here we have the Bluetooth dongle. Right over here is the Bluetooth dongle, and then this will connect the dongle to your PC, so you can use the USB Type-C connection. Just plug it in there, and then plug the other end into your PC. Of course, you will need the Razer software. And then let's see if there's anything else in here. Well, of course, we have the mouse itself. When I took it out of the box initially and I put it back in, I didn't realize how light it was. This thing is incredibly light, weighing 77 grams or 2.72 ounces. Incredibly light. Mind you, that's without all this stuff attached. Then remove this. Always remember to remove that and make sure there are none on the pads over here. So then here we have for the profiles to change between the 5 different onboard memory profiles. Then here we have Bluetooth off and 2.4 gigahertz. And then over here is where we plug in that Bluetooth dongle. That way we don't lose it. If we're going to anywhere that we need to plug in this receiver, we can just plug it in right there, or taking the mouse, plug in right there. Close it up, and whenever you get to wherever you're going, just undo it, plug it in, and you're good to go. It's incredibly light, so there's impossible for it to damage itself. So There you go. It is a sexy and sleek looking mouse. It is textured right over here, kind of snake skin almost. Feels very nice. Forward and back buttons, left and right. And then the scroll click. Doesn't click left or right, just down. And then we have the DPI selector right over here, up and down, along with the Razer logo. Nothing on that side. The switch lifecycle is 90 million clicks. Definitely you'll be fine there. And the switch are Razer optical mouse switches Gen 3. This has a maximum DPI of 30,000 and a max IPS speed of 750 with a max acceleration of 70G and 8 programmable buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think that would be. Maybe it's this one, but we'll get to that in a second. And this is a right-handed mouse. I am lefty myself, but because the world is right-handed, I've learned to be right-handed as well. So let's go ahead and connect it to a PC and let's give it a try. So we're going to be starting this off with the approach that I don't have a mouse plugged in, because I don't. So we're gonna start off with a little dongle, and then we're gonna plug in the USB Type-C connection right into that dongle, like we did for the unboxing. Just plug it in there. Then we're going to go ahead and plug the USB Type-A to the back of your PC, any available USB Type-A port. That gives us this connection here. And so now we're just going to rest this right on top of the PC, just for now. And we're going to grab that USB dongle that we put back here for safekeeping. Spank it, it's been naughty. So you just push it right out of here and pull the dongle out. And then don't forget to put this back on, because you might end up losing it. And now we'll grab this and we'll just plug this right into there. You hear Windows do its thing, and dynamic lighting is available. Should pop up if you're updated. All right, and then when we have it connected, we'll go ahead and switch it to 2.4. And then automatically our mouse now works. And then from here we can make adjustments, but first we're going to need to download the software. So then we'll open up whichever browser and we'll go to Razer.com. I'll go ahead and link that in the description down below. On this page, we'll just scroll down a little tiny bit and we'll see how do I remap the buttons, and we'll see Razer Synapse. So we'll click there, unify your gaming ecosystem. We'll download that and we'll go ahead and install it. All right, and then we'll install Razer Synapse. And you can always install all this if you'd like. I'll go ahead and just leave Synapse. Same goes for all this additional software as well. We'll leave the defaults set in there. We'll install this 537 meg download. We'll skip this for now. And it's nice, once it's done downloading it, it automatically starts installing it. Now, midway during your install, it's going to ask you to restart. Make sure this completes before you restart. Please sign in with your Razer ID or create a new one. I don't have a Razer ID, so get started here. And yep, we need to restart. So let's restart real quick. And the Razer icon pops up real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and sign up, so 1 sec. All right, now that I am registered, let's see if we have anything down here. So we do. We have the Razer Central. I'll right click here. Then here we have Razer Central, Synapse, check for updates, settings, log out, exit Synapse, exit all apps. So let's start with Central. And under Razer ID, where it starts up, shows all your personal information that you signed up for. And under apps, which is what we're under now, it shows everything you have installed and what you can install and when it was last updated. So that's nice. So coming out of here, okay, yep, just letting us know it's still down here. We'll go into Razer Synapse and doing a quick tour. So give me 1 quick sec. So one very cool thing coming into the dashboard is it shows our mouse and it shows our battery levels, which to me is incredibly important since it runs off of batteries. We want to know what it runs at all times. So pairing utility here, it tells you here what all of your buttons do. And then of course you can come in here, click on the button and change what it does. So very nice. It's Not uncommon, of course, but still it is very nice. And then over here we have our profiles. We only have one here. So clicking on the ellipsis, we can add or import if we've created before, rename our profile, which I'll do that now. ThisBytesForYou default. And that's saving that there to the onboard profiles. And then I can duplicate that. I can export it. Maybe I want to give it to a friend, or I could reset that. Clicking over here, we can see all the different profiles. We only have one, but this profile is white. We can create a red one, a green one, a blue one, and a light blue one. And then all of our profiles here, stored macros if we had any, and we have 100% availability because we don't have any macros installed just yet. Coming under performance, here we can change our DPI, and as we change it on the mouse itself, it changes on the screen. This is my preferred 6400, but it looks like we have a lot of room to work with. Yeah, this is a little bit crazy there. So let me go ahead and bump it down to 6400. Okay, and that is much more manageable for me. Then up here, we can change the polling rate, mouse properties. This is Windows stuff here. And then lighting, we can change the brightness of the mouse, change that to 100%, and I'll lower it so you guys can see it. Then we can switch off the lights when the display is turned off or when idle for too long. And that's good for those of you that like to leave your PC on overnight and don't want it to bug you while you're sleeping. Quick effects over here, advanced effects with the Chroma Studio. And then over here we can set up effects, and we'll go over this in a minute. Coming back over here to lighting, and then we can auto dim. And we have the ability here to change the percentage. So far, feature rich, I like it a lot. Then calibration, for different mouse mat surfaces. So that's nice. Tracking distance, enable asymmetric cutoff. I like the way it feels right now. And then power, enable sleep mode if idle for 5 minutes. That's kind of low. And then when wireless, enter low power mode if battery level is below a certain percentage, which we have 5% here. That's nice. Then coming over to profiles, here are all the different profiles that we have, which we only have that one. Connect. Any other Razer Chroma devices, which unfortunately we don't have any other ones. It's been a while since I've played with anything Razer. Coming under here allows me to check if my third-party RGB software is certified working with Chroma. Studio for creating our effects, and then visualizer for those effects. Now, one thing I'm going to be playing with are these profiles. That's painful. So that is incredibly low. So what I'll do, since I don't want that one, I'm gonna go ahead and bump this up to, let's say 20, let's do 20. And then this one, let's bump it up all the way. That way we can test all 5. And okay, so it doesn't look like they have colors assigned to the profiles by default. So let me play Call of Duty real quick. So while Modern Warfare loads, I'm already feeling that the mouse feels nice. It's a little bit smaller than I'm used to. It feels nice in my hands. I do like the textured over here. The forward and back do feel nice. Everything so far feels nice about the mouse, but I need to see how it works in gaming. And I will say that right now, since I've had it unwired, obviously, all wireless, it feels pretty awesome so far. So let me get to some gaming and I'll be right back. All right, so one thing already is, mind you, I saw it before and I don't see it in game. But when I switch profiles, before, it would tell me what I switched to. Now, it doesn't. So that is a little concerning. Oh. But the fact that you can switch all of the profiles to something you're more comfortable with is nice, but so far I don't see an indicator telling you, you know, what DPI you're set on or profile. Oh, come on. That was a nice play, but yeah, you got me. So I'm just gonna raise it. Ooh, this must be the very high DPI. So it does feel great. While gaming, it feels better than most mouse I've played with. I really like the way it feels in my hand. It is incredibly responsive. I am impressed by it. in such a short period of time. So the Cobra Pro has a bunch of cool features as a mouse would. Now, in my gaming area or my review room, you saw it work with the dongle, you saw it work with the cable, all the different features the Synapse software had. But what if you're traveling and you want to take your mouse and you don't want to lose that dongle? Those things are hard to find, hard to replace. Sometimes you can't, so you have to buy the mouse again. Not the case with this one. So before we were on 2.4. Now we're going to go ahead and switch it to BT. So on BT, we'll get this little message here. When we switch to BT, new Cobra Pro found, we'll click connect. It'll be connecting, take a few seconds. You could see the mouse connecting here. I'm gonna go ahead, put my other mouse aside for now, since we're not going to need it. Cobra Pro is connected and ready to go. Now I'm using the Cobra Pro mouse. So I've put aside the Viper mouse. Again, we don't have the dongle on this computer, just the Razer. We can switch between all of the profiles here, but we're not going to notice that little pop-up over here because it doesn't have the software installed. So if we want to have all those features, we want to be able to record macros, and we want everything that the Razer Synapse software can use, we'll just go ahead and download again Razer Synapse. And even though we don't have the dongle, we don't need it. We can just come in here, install the Synapse real quick, and we have just about all of the same features. There are going to be a few, or actually that I've seen only one that we're not going to have. And to me, it's not a biggie. Let me show you real quick. So then here we have all the same stuff. We see the battery life, which I'll talk to you about in a second. Then we have all the modules. We can add the macro over here and then install and restart it. Then once it restarts, come over to mouse. We'll have all the profiles we created on the other machine. Even if we didn't have the drivers installed, all of the profiles down here, and then all the DPIs as well would be in the mouse with the memory. We don't have to worry about the software. Now, the only thing I've noticed that is not there when you don't have the dongle connected is the ability to change the polling rate, which to me, it's not much of a big deal. Typically you leave it at 1,000 or whatever you're comfortable with, you leave it at that. And that's probably something you never have to think about again. It's feature rich, even without the dongle. So that little 2.5 to BT or off, of course, is an awesome addition I haven't seen in any other mouse. And now battery life. So I'm on day number 3 using this mouse. Battery's at 4%. And when I started playing with the mouse, right out of the box, it was about 68%. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's been lasting a very long time. Day 1, probably 4, maybe 5 hours gaming. The next day, a lot of web browsing and editing and all that good stuff. And today, probably 3 hours of web browsing and editing and all that good stuff. And again, it was on about a 68%. Now it's down to 4%. And mind you, this 4% isn't 4 and then in 10 minutes it's 3. It's 4, then in half an hour it might be 3. The battery stays forever. Cool thing is, oh, and now I never noticed it, but it's blinking red telling me, hey, I'm about to die very soon. And I think that's when it drops below 5%. I can actually, in the software over here under Synapse, and select the mouse and then go to power. And then here, low power mode, I can set it to when wireless, enter low power mode if level is below 5. So now that it's 4, it's below 5. And I never noticed it before because I'm not looking at the mouse the whole time. But it's pretty cool that it is blinking red telling me, hey, I'm dying, charge me. Easy way to charge it too. I'll just grab one end of that USB-A cable, plug it in here. Then I disconnect it from here. Then I'll grab the USB Type-C cable, plug it in right at the front, right over here. And now it's charging the mouse. While it's charging the mouse, I can use the mouse as a wired mouse, just like this, perfectly fine. So coming back to Synapse over here, we'll see the 70%. Now, I've already killed the mouse, brought it down to 0. Now, it only took about 45 minutes to fully charge from about 5, maybe 3%, all the way up to 100%, and the battery lasts about 75 hours. And of course, that is going to change depending on your use. If you have all the lights blinking at all times and you're hardcore gaming for hours and hours and hours, no stop, it's probably going to be a little bit less. Now, if you're browsing the web, you don't have the lights on, no matter what, it will last you more than a day. It will more than likely last you more than 2 days, even if you're an incredibly hardcore user and you don't sleep. I like to sleep sometimes, but anyway, I'm going to show you some of the lighting effects, but please remember, most of the time your hand is going to be like this. You might see a little of the line over here and some over here. So within Synapse, we'll select Studio, and then we can select any one of the effects we'd like. For now, I have Spectrum Cycling. Then we can see it here cycling through all of the colors. But maybe I want this to be a different color. So I'll select, let's do red here. And then you'll see how it's a different color there. Or maybe we'll get a little more granular. We'll select here, and then we'll select green. Okay, you see how the colors are different. That's kind of cool. I like the way that looks. But regardless of that, maybe we want to select a static color. Maybe we don't want any kind of rainbow. So we'll delete that. We'll drag and drop that static right onto there. Then we'll select like this, click, hold, and drag the entire mouse. And I want light blue. So save. And now our mouse is light blue. And the same way, we want it to be static. We can select different areas here. Kind of can make the mouse look just like you want it, which is pretty cool. And so let's do audio meter over here. Let's get rid of this guy. So now we have audio meter. Now one quick sec.
I am you.
So now we have some music on. We'll select audio meter and we'll select whatever color we like. And now we can see it changing with the music. So let's go ahead and so that is pretty cool.
I will get you.
Now coming out of there, we'll choose Starlight, and I'm just trying to show you a few examples. Delete that one, we'll select Starlight. We'll go ahead and select the entire mouse, and let's do random. You see how it goes around the entire mouse? Let's speed it up some. So a bunch of great effects there. Coming out of there, we'll select breathing. This is my favorite. And we'll get rid of Starlight. Or we'd like again, I will do random and save again. Now the mouse will breathe on and off. So I've been using the Razer Cobra Pro now for about 2 weeks. I've been using another mouse at work and this one here at home. And when I get home, I love getting on my computer to do some work, to reply to comments, to create some videos. And I get a little more excited now when I get home because I get to use this mouse. It's been an awesome mouse. The mouse fits perfectly in my hand. My hands aren't the largest, but I do like large mice. It fills out my entire hand, and this fills it perfectly. It's got the right set of features, and actually more than I've ever had in any other mouse. And it is a great mouse. Now, it's not cheap. It is the most expensive mouse I've ever used, and I can see where that price comes from. I really can. Anybody that knows me knows that I don't like to spend money. I just don't. I don't like to spend it on frivolous things, but I would pay for this. It is a great mouse, and it is a great mouse. It is the best mouse I've ever used. The battery life is amazing. As stupid as it sounds, the cable that it came with feels great. It is just so soft. The way that you can charge it, plug it in the front, and you can use it as a wireless mouse while it charges is great. It's not an uncommon thing, but still, it's great. All the features you can access are amazing from within the Synapse software. The fact that it has the profiles that you don't even need the dongle for, or the drivers much less, are amazing. You could take it anywhere. As long as you have Bluetooth and you switch it to Bluetooth, you can use it. Now the downside is you may need another mouse just for a few seconds to plug it in, click connect, and then you can use this mouse. So a downfall. If anything, you have a trackpad, you have something that you can touch, hopefully, maybe your tab on your keyboard, but regardless, as long as you have something that you can temporarily click, you're awesome, you're good to go. So while I don't have a trophy or an award system just yet, this mouse is, again, the best mouse I've ever used. So Razer, congratulations, you did an amazing job. The Cobra Pro is an amazing mouse. This is Iggy with ThisBytesForYou out. See you guys.